Bandemonium, we have this repertoire of holiday music that we'd like to share with you and with the entire world via the wonders of live streaming. Hello, world!
Yeah.
We'd like to continue with a version of Silent Night, featuring our very own Marla Joy on tenor saxophone.
Does it matter? So there's this Viking, right? And that's it. That's the punchline, Greg. That's great. And and this Viking's name is Eric the Red, right? And Eric the Red is sitting and he's looking out at the sea coming and at the ocean and watching the clouds, and he says, he looks at his wife who's sitting next to him and says, "It's gonna rain today." And she says, "I don't think it's gonna rain today." He says, "It's gonna rain today." So a little while passed, he says it again, "It's gonna rain today." She says, "I don't think it's gonna rain today." He says, "Well, it's gonna rain today." So, they keep going back and forth like this. It's raining. And she says, "How did you know?" And he says, "Eric the Red knows reindeer." Greg put me on the spot. Well, really, I should not be using this time to tell really horrible jokes, and I should be talking about the sanctuary. So, it's a good joke. Try the other one. Welcome to the show. Thanks everybody for coming. It's really a thrill for us to put on shows these days. And if you have not been here before, welcome to the sanctuary. This is a really amazing place. And we obviously have been closed a lot for the last year and a half, but it's really exciting to have some actual humans in this room who are not artists. We have had a lot going on, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about some of it off the top of my head. We've had figure drawing classes happening. We've had Arcata Mutual Aid, which is a group that cooks and gives food out to folks that need it, cooking in the kitchen recently. We've had a choir, Sweet Harmony Choir meeting once a week. What else, Natalie? Help me out. What else has been going on here? Fiddle classes on Saturday. Could you go to the mic? Oh, you can't hear me. Okay, yes. Great. I'll go to this one. How about this one? I have to tell my joke again. So a lot has been going on here. The Sanctuary is an art-based community center that offers a multitude of engagements for the artist, maker, and patron, including printmaking, sewing, wood shop, and jewelry studios downstairs, and obviously this great performance hall and recording equipment, sound equipment, an amazing piano. So it's a really special place, and we're really glad that you could be here tonight. The building historically is the Arcata Women's Club, built in 1919. Is that right? Something like that. 1916 maybe. Built a really long time ago. Oh, it must have been 1918. Well, the 100th year anniversary was like right before I started hanging out here. So anyway, it was built a long time ago. You're in a very old building. And all right, well, have I run my mouth long enough, Greg? Thanks everyone who's watching from afar, by the way. Thanks for tuning in. And recently I had this thought come to mind that Charles Dickens was paid to write by the line. Does anyone know if that's true? Was it by the line or by the word? It's a very interesting fact to me because he was so verbose, and at some point I heard that he was paid actually by the line. So a lot of that is actually just filler because he needed to make a few more dollars. But not that, of course he obviously knew what he was doing.
Keep the cost down.
Keep it, yeah. Well, at this time I think I'm going to hand things over to Greg so that I can run back and switch the sound over so that everyone will be able to.
Do so.
Okay.
Katie said that the place is 1916.
1916, okay, thank you, Katie, from afar. This is the part of the show where I move rugs, tables, and microphones. This is like the the Wizard of Oz moment, though. The man behind the curtain here.
I don't see you.
You cannot see me. You cannot see me. No, none at all. Okay.
Testing 1,
Testing 2.
Testing 3.
testing 4.
Testing 1,
Testing 3.
Testing 4.
Humbug 1. Earth to humbug.
So in case anyone was wondering, that larger ensemble that was making a lot of noise just now is called Bandemonium. And, oh, we are the official, well, according to myself, we're the official brass band of the Arcata Library. And we haven't received our diploma yet, but I'm sure it's on the way. And we recorded this Christmas repertoire onto a CD a few years ago with artwork done by Mel Wardinsky, who's present for anyone in the world listening who'd like to know. I'm getting it okay. And each year we sell the CD in support of one or another worthy community organizations. Till now we've benefited the Betty Quan Chin Center in Eureka, Blue Ox, our parent organization, Ink People, of course. And this year we're benefiting the Sanctuary because they do such wonderful work for arts here in Arcata. I'm told that there's a function on the live stream where you can donate to the Sanctuary. So please do.
And I can make that certificate possible for you from the Arcata Library. I would be more than happy to do that, yes. And if anyone is interested, there's a wonderful website called friendsofthearcatalibrary.org. And there you can find out more information about being a friend to Arcata Library. Thank you.
Arcata Librarian Sue Parsons, ladies and gentlemen. And so special for this year, we have this collaboration together with the Friends of the Arcata Library. They're going to read a version of the Charles Dickens Christmas Carol. I would say this, didn't it? So,
Yeah, and the book that this script was based on, of course, it's the Dickens classic, but the children's book that is a fabulous distillation of the Dickens classic is A Christmas Carol by Adam McEwen. And if you're looking for a really good gift for a child or a school-age child, because this is kind of a scary story, according to a child who came into the library today and made known to me that it was too scary. But for older children, it's a beautifully illustrated distillation of the Dickens classic, Adam McEwen. And it is in the Humboldt County Library if you want to check it out. Thanks. Jacob Marley was as dead as a doornail. He died on Christmas Eve, and nobody noticed. He was not expected at any Christmas parties. He had not invited anybody to his house. He had no friends and cared for nothing but money. The only person who went to his funeral, although he did not cry a tear, was his business partner, Ebenezer Scrooge. Scrooge! Now he was a hard-hearted, greedy old miser. No winter frost was colder than Scrooge. No wind blew more bitterly. If he had a heart, it was frozen solid. His hair was white, his lips were blue, and his skin was pale and crackly. He spent his days counting his money, and when each day ended, he walked home alone to an empty house where he lived as solitary as an oyster. And that's the way he liked it. It was Christmas Eve. 7 days to the day, 7 years to the day since Marley had died. When Scrooge's nephew Fred bounded into the office of Scrooge and Marley with a loud,
Merry Christmas!
Bob Cratchit, Scrooge's clerk, who was shivering at his desk, said,
Merry Christmas!
Bah, humbug. Christmas is a humbug. Fred, why are you here?
To invite you to Christmas dinner and to ask if you would give something to help the poor.
Ha! Help the poor? Are there no prisons? Bah to your Merry Christmas. Now get out of my sight, both of you.
Scrooge left the office and edged his way through crowds of carolers and partygoers, stopping only once to swing his cane at a boy who got in his way to sing in hopes of a penny. He made his way to his house at the end of a grim, lonely street. It was the saddest, gloomiest house in all of London. He groped through the darkness for his door, but when he came to the step, he was met by an eerie green light. It was the door knocker. The brass lion's head was gone, and in its place, looking out with unblinking eyes, was the face of Jacob Marley. Scrooge shuddered and gasped. Marley was dead and had no business staring at him where the door knocker should be. He rubbed his eyes, and the face was gone.
Oh, humbug.
Scrooge went inside. Normally, he was not afraid of the dark. Darkness was cheap, and he liked it. But on this night, he took a candle with him as he climbed the stairs to his bedroom. Once there, he chained and bolted the door from the inside and said again,
Oh, humbug.
But as he was about to blow out the candle, every clock in the house began to chime. There came a sound from deep in the cellar, a heavy grinding across stone floors. Up the cellar steps it came. Boom! Went the cellar door, flying open, and then there was a clank and a clump on the stairs to Scrooge's bedroom, coming closer and closer until the sound was right outside his door. The flames of the fireplace leaped up, blinding Scrooge for a moment. And when his eyes cleared, there, standing before him, was Jacob Marley.
What do you want with me?
You will be haunted by 3 spirits. The ghost of Christmas past, the ghost of Christmas present, and the ghost of Christmas yet to come. Expect the first when the clock strikes 1.
Ah, you're nothing but a bad dream.
The ghost let out a hideous cry.
Oh, look at my chain.
Scrooge could scarcely keep his eyes off of it. It was made of purses, cash boxes, and money bags, all clasped together with iron locks.
I made it in life, link by link and yard by yard, by hoarding money instead of sharing my good fortune. Now I must carry this awful weight forever. Your chain will be even heavier than mine, but you may have time to free yourself.
The ghost vanished. Scrooge looked around his room. The house was silent.
Humbug.
With that, Scrooge blew the candle out. Scrooge awoke in darkness. Had Marley been a dream? Then he remembered his warning. He would be haunted when the clock struck 1. He waited. The minutes seemed long, too long, when finally the clock rang. And nothing happened. Scrooge let out a laugh.
Oh, 1 o'clock and nothing. All a dream.
But then the church bell struck a dull, sad sound. And the bedroom was flooded with light. An old person appeared, the size of a child, with long white hair, but not a wrinkle on their face. In their hand was a sprig of holly.
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Past?
Yes, your past. Rise and walk with me.
The foggy London streets were gone, and in their place were farms and fields. They reminded Scrooge of days and hopes and joys long forgotten.
I know this place. I was a boy here.
Scrooge ran down the country road, passing faces he once knew.
Hello?
He called out, but the figures were only shadows of the things that had been, unaware of the visitors from another time. Next, they came to a schoolhouse. Scrooge stopped in his tracks. The joy he had felt a moment before was gone.
Oh, in there?
Is you a child left all alone on Christmas?
Oh, no child should be alone on Christmas. Yesterday, a boy sang to me on the street. I wish I had given him something.
Come, there is another place you know well.
They suddenly found themselves in an office much like Scrooge's, but brighter and warmer and full of people. A gentleman burst through the door where young Scrooge and another man were working.
No more of that tonight, lads. Clear these desks and make way for a party.
Old Fezziwig, alive again.
In came a fiddler, and Scrooge could hardly keep his feet from moving to the music as Fezziwig whirled around the room, stuffing coins into everyone's pockets.
It takes so little of your money to make people happy.
Scrooge was ashamed of how stingy he had been with Bob Cratchit.
Spirit, remove me from this place. I do not wish to see more.
I cannot. These are your own memories of Christmas that you cannot forget.
As he spoke, Scrooge's bedroom slowly came into focus, and the ghost flickered away like coals in a fireplace. Scrooge sat in the darkness alone by his bed.
Oh, humbug.
Scrooge climbed into bed and fell into a deep sleep. Scrooge awoke in a panic. The room was dark, and he knew the clock was ready to strike 1 again. But nothing happened. Minutes ticked by. Nothing. Scrooge was just about to say, "Humbug," when his bedroom was bathed in golden light. Shading his eyes, he followed the light to the next room. It was decked from floor to ceiling with ivy, holly, mistletoe, bright berries. In the midst of it all was a great feast, roasted turkeys and geese, hams and sausages, puddings, pies, cakes and cookies, apples, oranges and pears. Sitting on top was a giant of a draped in a green velvet robe, chestnut brown hair crowned with a wreath.
I am the ghost of Christmas present. Come closer and touch my robe.
Scrooge did as he was told and found himself flying above the rooftops, looking down on the streets below. Everywhere there was joy and celebration. Scrooge felt like a fool. There was so much happiness on Christmas, even among those who had so little. Why should he, who had so much, be unhappy? They flew past the windows of houses full of people, playing games and feasting. In one, Scrooge saw a face he knew.
Why, it's my nephew, Fred. Do you think we could stop here, Spirit?
But they sped to the outskirts of the city where the poor working people lived. They came to a shabby cottage, too small for the large families sitting down to Christmas Eve dinner. Bob Cratchit came in, and on his shoulders was Tiny Tim, the youngest of his children. He was too weak to walk without a crutch. The Cratchits had saved all year for a fine goose, which came out of the oven golden brown. Before they ate, Cratchit raised his glass.
Let us drink to the health of Mr. Scrooge, to whom we owe this feast.
All the children groaned, except for Tiny Tim, who lifted his cup in his frail, trembling hands and said,
God bless us, everyone.
Slowly the frowns turned to laughter as the feast began.
Spirit, is there no help for this family?
Are there no prisons?
The church bells started to chime, and the ghost began to fade.
If things do not change, the child will die.
And the ghost of Christmas present vanished into nothing. Soon Scrooge saw the third spirit, moving toward him like a mist along the ground. It was silent, shrouded in a deep black robe, with nothing visible but one pale hand.
Are the ghosts of Christmas yet to come? You are going to show me things that will be?
The ghost pointed into the blackness.
If you do not speak, then I must follow.
The ghost led him.
I do not have much time to undo all the misery that I have caused.
He was led to a forgotten graveyard. A terror gripped Scrooge.
Spirit, tell me Tiny Tim is not here in this sad place.
The phantom said nothing, but merely pointed to a grave. Slowly, Scrooge looked at what the ghost was pointing to. It was a rough block of dark stone. It read, Ebenezer Scrooge.
No, Spirit, no! Why show me these things if I cannot change them? I will change. I will not forget the lessons of Christmas past, present, and future. They will live within me all year long. Tell me I may sponge away the writing on this stone.
Scrooge grabbed at the spirit's hand, but the black hood collapsed, and the ghost of Christmas yet to come was gone. But there in its place was Scrooge's bed. Scrooge was back home, and he had still time to change his life.
I'm alive. I will wipe away the shadows of what could have been.
Church bells chimed as Scrooge threw open the window and shouted to a boy on the street.
What day is it today, my fine fellow?
Today? Why, it's Christmas Day.
Oh, then I haven't missed it.
He flung fistfuls of money to the boy.
There is a turkey in the market. It's as big as you. Go buy it and take it to Bob Cratchit's house.
Then he threw more coins to the boy, who ran off like a shot. What a glorious day it was. Scrooge ran down the street, wishing everyone a Merry Christmas, until he got to a home he knew well.
I hope they will forgive me.
His nephew opened the door, looking very surprised indeed.
I have come for dinner, Fred, if you will have me, and to add some money to your collection for the poor.
Of course! It's my dear Uncle Scrooge.
Scrooge and the family ate and sang and laughed, and when the music began, old Scrooge even danced. The day after Christmas, Scrooge arrived at his office earlier than usual. At 9:15, the door opened quietly, and Bob Cratchit snuck in.
Oh, Cratchit!
But Christmas is just one day a year, sir.
Not anymore, Cratchit. I'm raising your salary, and I'm going to help your family. Now go home to them. You are a good man.
For a moment, Cratchit thought Scrooge had lost his mind.
Merry Christmas, Bob.
Scrooge was true to his word. He became a good neighbor, a good citizen, and the dearest friend to Tiny Tim, who grew healthy and strong. And never again did he meet with any ghosts. He lived in the spirit of Christmas past, present, and future every day of his life. May the same be said of us all. And so, as Tiny Tim said,
God bless us, everyone.
over here. But does anyone here have a Christmas joke? James has set the bar pretty low.
I can definitely lower the bar lower if it makes people more comfortable. This is a joke that my grandfather used to tell, so I can blame him. This guy goes to the dentist, and he's like, his teeth are deteriorating, and he keeps having his fillings fall out, right? His fillings just keep falling out, and the dentist keeps putting them in. Finally, he says, we're gonna put in. I gotta figure this out. What's going on? Have you changed your diet? Are you eating something different? He says, well, my wife's been making a lot of hollandaise sauce. We've been eating hollandaise at home, That's the way my grandfather told it. So the dentist said, oh, well, we'll put in chrome plates, So, well, why chrome? The dentist said, well, there's no plates like chrome for the hollandaise. Wow. So there you go. Who knew I would be telling that really terrible joke to the internet. I'm not sure what I should do here. How long is this going to be here? Almost there. All right. Are we going to move these mics? Yeah. Sounds great. Oh, here's a great one from our friend Coco. What is it? What did dogs call Santa? Okay, what do dogs call Santa?
What do dogs call Santa?
What do dogs call Santa? Santa paws. Well, actually, I should take this moment to let you all know that we do have a Sanctuary pop-up shop in the room, on the next room over, so when the show's done, if you need to do some last-minute Christmas shopping and you want to support some local artists and a great organization at the same time, my suggestion is you take all the money that you have in your bank account, take a couple dollars out and save that for yourself and spend the rest in the shop over there, and everyone will really thank you. Also, any donations are really greatly appreciated. There's a spot where you can put donations in on your way out the door. So, actually, you could shop at the shop at any time, I guess, if you have to leave. And without further ado,
Well, thank you very much. We'd like to revisit the theme from the first set. In the case of old wine, new bottles. Here's Green speaking.
What time?
Let's see how quickly you guys can guess which Christmas song this next one is. I'll give you a hint. I've got the melody. Another hint. Ken, the drummer, does not have the melody. Next, we're going to play Up on the Housetop, featuring Marla Joy on the tenor saxophone. One of our more consonant arrangements. Thanks again, everyone, for coming out. How about one more huge round of applause for and the Friends of the Arcata Library, too, who I was supposed to mention. Friends of the Arcata Library, right? Do I have that right? Is another great organization. If you're online and that's something you want to support, then you can. And I'd like to let everyone know that we do have some shows coming up here. We have a show tomorrow night and a show on New Year's Day. So those are also going to be really great, and keep them in mind. And one final thing, there are some Bandemonium CDs, SANTAmonium CDs available. There's ones in the pop-up shop here for $15, and the ones by the door for $10. So I think definitely buy them in the pop-up shop. But definitely pick up one of these on your way out, or all of them. Thank you, folks.